since he been here.
Right.
You know.
I know.
And I get it. The young man, he like Wentz and all that stuff like that, but it's not that serious. It's not that deep.
Yeah, I'm saying, like if he was wanting to just get out of here and say, hey, like Wentz wanted out regardless, like you got to trade him for whatever you could get for him. Like he doesn't want to be here, so you have no choice but to trade him. Like there's, you know what I mean?
Not to mention, not to mention, it's not fair to the new coaching staff that we have. You know what I mean? To put all this on their plate either.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it no better to sit there and put all this on their plate either. The man don't want to be here for his own personal reasons. He wanted to be with the Colts, so all right, he's there.
Yeah.
There's your roses. Go to the Colts. It's just that simple. It's
Do you
no
think
hard
that?
feelings.
So what do you think about the? So do you think the compensation was fair?
About what?
The compensation we got back for Wentz. Do you think it was fair? Do you think?
I feel as though it's fair for the simple fact that's what he wants. You know what I mean? We got something. You know what I mean? We could have just cut him and got nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got something. I mean, you always want more. I mean, you always go want more. But my only problem is when they put that first offer of the first pick, first round draft pick. That's when they should have took it. If you guys knew that y'all was going to give them to the Colts, why not do it when a better offer was there?
That's all I'm saying. I think if there was a better offer, they would have took it. Like if there was a first round pick involved, they would have took it. You know, at
That's
the end
what
of the
I'm
day.
saying. So if that part was true and they just didn't take it and they just decided to take it down, that would be stupid. But outside of that, it's hey, listen, give Hurst his shot, man. Give him his shot. I don't care if you go and draft another quarterback, but I wouldn't do it in my first round pick. Unless you know for a fact the guy is going to be great and is going to change the narrative of how we play, then you don't do it.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing that you did with Wentz.
Right. No, I agree. Like, I just give him a shot. Give him a whole offseason. He's bringing the guys to Houston next month, bringing all the receivers with him. He's taking that leadership role. Like, regardless of, like, let's just see if he's good or he's bad in this system. With Nick Sirianni, all these new coaching staff, just everything going on right now, just see what he's got and just see what happens. It can't hurt to see what happens.
I mean, we somewhat in a rebuild mode anyway, so
yeah.
We're not really expected to do anything anyway, so what does it matter?
Right.
Right. what do it really matter? You know what I mean? But this is my thing. I feel as though if these coaches and stuff like that is set on preparing our young guys and putting them in positions to do what they do great and work them to their strengths, I don't think that our young guys is that bad.
Right.
If we're getting the ball to Miles Sanders 15 to 20 times a game, if we're putting our receivers in positions to where they're at their best, using their speed, our speed guys and our bigger guys, I don't feel as though we're that bad of a team. I feel as though we didn't use our guys to their strengths.
Right. It's a coaching aspect. It's just a huge coaching aspect to it.
Basically, I feel as though we should be with our division. Besides the Redskins, I don't think the rest of the teams like that in our division is that much of a difference than what we are.
Right. Yeah, I mean, within the division, it's gonna be tough. I mean, if this team could turn around next year and show some light at the end of the tunnel with some good drafting and maybe a couple cheap free agents that come in here, whatever, and do something good like that. But I mean, we'll see what happens. But it's just gonna be, we have to be patient, and that's pretty much it. So I got some other people in here. If you want to say some last words, Marquette, before you leave.
Hey man, for Eagles shit, man, stop being salty, man. Like you making yourself seem like you're not really an Eagles fan, man. Like you can't do that, man. I like you. You seem like you know what you're talking about a little bit, but that's not the way to go, man. We
let it go.
As a whole.
Let it go. Just let it go. It's over. It's done.
All right, man.
All right, man. I'll see you later, man. You have a good day. Yo, Rome, what's going on, man? Oh, you're mute. Yo, unmute your mic. Your mic's muted.
You can hear me?
Yeah, you're good now. Perfect.
What's going on?
What's going on, bro?
Chilling, man. Shit. Uh, it's 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 been a lot to, collect over the past. To be honest with you, I still been collecting since the season ended because it's like I've been reflecting on the whole journey, right? Since we drafted Carson Wentz to now, um, it's it's if we look a little bit prior to Carson Wentz, right? That whole situation with the Sam Bradford, like how we got up out of that situation, like we should be thankful, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nevertheless, but we also had a guy in Nick Foles all along, which we're not talking about in the same breath as maybe he should have been our franchise quarterback. But I'm not gonna delve too much into that. But I'm just saying, like, that's how far back I've reflected. You know what I'm saying? Since the season ended. But um I'm I'm a guy that's on the boat saying I don't care if Carson Wentz leaves, but when the season ended, I wanted him to come back because I wanted to see if he was gonna be a guy who was gonna be all for the challenge. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if he was all for the challenge, that would have answered a lot of questions as to okay, now he's now we know that he's gonna correct his fundamentals. He's gonna be on point. He's gonna come back sharp. He's gonna come back focused. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah.
close to a version of 2017. You know what I'm saying? Like if he would have accepted that challenge to beat out Jalen Hurts.
Right.
Now I will say with us letting him go because I'm a guy also. I said we should have never paid him in the first place. So I'm also a guy. Don't think of me as I'm just bashing Carson. You know what I'm saying? Howie is another one of my enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like trust me.
Right.
Like truthfully, like it's because it's so crazy to me because I don't want to keep speaking about Nick Foles, right? But now we could look in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? Carson Wentz is out, Nick Foles is out. Now we could look in hindsight because honestly, like you could go back in Facebook statuses. Like I posted about this shit. I was the one saying keep Foles, trade Carson. We're gonna get an abundance if we trade Carson right now. Post obviously following the 2017 season, we're gonna get an abundance, and we could still tweak a little thing because we honestly we was our window was still open with Nick Foles had we have traded Carson and
Mm-hmm.
restructured the line because we would have still had to beef up the line. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we probably could have restructured some because we didn't need to pay Nick Foles. He wasn't looking for top dollar. You know what I'm saying? So he would have worked in restructuring the whole team as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mean to, like I said, touch on Nick Foles, the name, because I know that bugs a
Yeah.
lot of
No.
people in Philly. But
Right.
I say it to put it into perspective. You now fast forward 3 years from 2017, right? We have no playoff wins in Carson Wentz and a bunch of drama that we never was about. Philly,
Right.
the Eagles was never about all this bullshit, all these speculations, these articles, all this. We was never that team.
Right.
But Carson Wentz has made. I'm not saying it's all Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? Like it's also Howie. It's also the Doug Peterson firing and stuff. But like, I mean, I could ramble and rumble about the whole thing. But how do you feel about the whole thing? What I just said. Like, do you feel like I? Because honestly, I feel like I was speaking with some sense, like going with Nick Foles. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't washed up. Like he was still a pocket passer. Is the kind of passer that would have kept us elite.
Yeah.
This team. I'm talking about this team, this Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just.
So what happened was, even with Nick Foles, like, the Eagles kind of revived his career after bringing him back in 2017. Really revived his career, obviously with the Super Bowl win coming late in the season, and getting the playoffs, winning out, and bringing the first championship to Philadelphia. So the Eagles wanted to keep him on the roster, and unfortunately, like, Nick Foles wanted to buy his way out of free agency. He wanted to buy his way back in the free agency, and he got his feet wet. He got the taste of what he could really do, and so he bought his way back in the free agency so he could go sign big money elsewhere. And obviously it hasn't worked out. It just seems like Nick Foles he's successful when he's here, and he can't play anywhere else. I mean, he signed with the Jags. He got hurt the first game, and he was out the whole entire year. So with this, like you said, and you said it perfectly, like, this team really wasn't all about that bullshit drama that we've. This team is always in high spirits. There's really never any bullshit going on. And if there's bullshit going on, it's between the fans, not really what's going on inside that building at the end of the day. So Carson Wentz showed with his silence. He showed by not going to the press conference after that Cowboys game. He knew he was going to get chewed out. He didn't say anything, with the new coaching hires, like, hey, Nick Sirianni, like, welcome to Philadelphia. There was none of that. There were, like, obviously everything by his silence really showed everything. So the guy didn't want to be here since the start. He wanted a change of scenery, a new change. But the compensation we got for Carson Wentz, I thought, was fair, because at the end of the day, no other teams in the league are thinking Carson Wentz is worth a first-round pick. I mean, for a guy that played this embarrassing last year, and let me tell you something, it's not 100% on Carson Wentz. The blame goes all around. So at the end of the day,
I will say, as a franchise quarterback, and me and you both know, because I'm a films guy. You know what I'm saying? I pause it right before the ball's hike. And snap, and I go through my progressions because I play football. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a quarterback, but I know the progressions of a play, you know what I'm saying, how things are supposed to be. And
right.
Carson Wentz was contradicting a lot of the simple things. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't all on Carson, but as a franchise quarterback, your execution cannot be that terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In retrospect, that the lack of execution from your quarterback, it trickles down throughout the team. You know what I'm saying? And
oh yeah, he affected the whole team. The whole team was down. When he was down, the whole team was down, and there was no mentally. He's just done. I think he's had the worst luck here. And obviously when Jalen Hurts came into that Green Bay game, he was like, here we go again. Like, it was like the Nick Foles story all over again, reincarnated.
But where's the post-game interviews, like, with some type of fire, like some type of like go off script for a second? You know what I'm saying? Like, since Carson Wentz has been in Philadelphia, I have never seen any interview with him, like, sounding different. It sounds the same every time. I'm not trying to bash the guy, but I'm just like, I'm looking for the accountability. I'm looking for, like, fuck this. Like, I'm gonna go out there and, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if Carson isn't the most vocal guy, you know what I'm saying? Because there's guys who aren't vocal, but their play will let you know exactly what they're saying.
Right.
And Carson Wentz is not that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it sucks because I really wanted to see him turn the tables, but it's like with every game, it was like he was trending in the opposite direction. And I'm like, damn, like, people are praising him for the 4,000 passing yards in 2019, but they're not looking into retrospect, and they're not looking at the intricacies of each game and the competition level and how that play shifts when we play someone better. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole bunch of variables that left me saying, Carson Wentz, this wasn't that good of a season for you. But we got it. You got us there. But in the offseason, you're gonna have to excel a lot more. And 2020, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get better. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you thought at the end of 2019 when he pretty much put the team on his shoulders that last month of the season to win out the NFC East to get into the playoffs, you thought at the end of that month, going into 2020, at the end of 2019, you thought going into 2020 would have been, we were ready for that Carson Wentz comeback, but I made a video after the first game, and I got a lot of heat for it because Carson he just didn't look right. He can't. He's got no mobility. His mechanics are just. I mean, look, I understand the offensive line. We had to switch it 14 times, but at the end of the day, Carson's mechanics were just horrible. We use these, and obviously, I understand the coaches were, the route combinations for these receivers. I mean, we're missing on draft picks the past few years. I mean, it's been the same thing, but obviously, it's going to catch up to us, and it did, and it finally did this year. So, with Carson Wentz, if other NFL teams didn't see him as to trade him for compensation for a first-round pick, if that was the case, the Eagles got, I think, a fair steal of compensation for him. A second-round pick that could turn to a first next year. Obviously, he has got played, 75% of the snaps. So if the Eagles have a bad season in 2021, Howie's gone. If the Eagles, if Carson Wentz plays well, we get a first-round pick for 22. So, I mean, there's good and bad things that could happen. But, I'm not a Carson Wentz hater at all, but I've stuck my ground. I put my foot in the dirt and say, this guy sucks right now. And I'm just going to say it. So,
if the guy doesn't fix his, because I've been on A2D radio, all these, Eagles content, but I've been preaching the same thing because I feel like it's so simple. If you don't fix your mechanics, fundamentals, the simple things, the throwing highs and the missing open guys and the missing reads and the whole thing. If you don't fix that going into Indy, nothing's gonna change. In fact, it's gonna get worse because the Indy fans are gonna turn to Eagles fans. They're not gonna pat your ass and
yeah.
Your track record is gonna prove itself if you don't change it. You know what I'm saying? And it's as simple as that. And I was hoping, and the way I'm talking, the way I've been so critical of Carson this season, I could honestly say I wanted him to come back and be our quarterback for 2021 because I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, even though that would have been our 7th year of giving him the benefit of the doubt. But I mean, technically 6 because his rookie and the 20.
Yeah.
But you get me. But I don't know. It's just we can't even trust the front office to, even if Carson was correct and doing everything correctly. You know what I'm saying? Now we're looking at Howie Roseman putting everything together. You know what I'm saying? And being the Howie Roseman of 2017. So we was both looking at Carson Wentz and Howie Roseman and Doug Peterson to be a shell of themselves from the 2017 season. So it was a collective of 3 major pieces. And those pieces all fucking turned the lights off and bumped their heads in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was just I don't know. It sucks, man. But
as of right now, we need to let's see what Hurts does with an off season with the guys. See what happens. Let him play the whole year. Get your, just see what he could do, and that's really it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to support. I mean, regardless. I mean, if Carson Wentz came back, I would have supported him regardless. It doesn't matter who it was behind center, but I'm not gonna put all my. And it's ridiculous that I got to make just talking to myself. I got to make 35 to 40 something videos on Carson Wentz this offseason is just ridiculous. Wasted all my just too much time and energy is going to that. Trying to do free agent videos, trying to do the draft, trying to do all this other stuff, and it's really hard to not be comfortable. But now, with this lurking behind us, and now it's behind us now, and it's done, and I'm glad it's over. So Just let's put some trust into Hurts and just see what the guy look like. The guy is doing what he's supposed to do. The guy's a professional. The guy is putting his foot forward as a leader, whether he's going to be good or not. Okay, just say Jalen Hurts wins a championship down the road. Okay, and regardless if he's a failure or a success, I will always hate that pick. Regardless, I will always hate that pick. I'll never. It's just never. Just never. I understand why they did that pick with this. I understand why they drafted him at the second round. Like, I understand why, but of how early that was, it's just out of the QB factory comments and all that stuff that came after the draft. Is there going to be a problem down the road? And then Howie's like, no, of course not. And then look what happened. I mean, Carson Wentz has always been the guy at North Dakota. He's never had to look over his shoulder at North Dakota. When you turn to a guy like Jalen Hurts that's dealt with the adversity at Alabama, getting benched for Tua, and then transferring to Oklahoma to kind of resurge his career as a college quarterback, I think really speaks volumes. And yeah, makes a huge difference. It meant into the mental aspect of where Jalen Hurts is. Like, Jalen Hurts said he welcomes the competition with Carson Wentz and pretty much said, hey, he was on CBS. It was like, hey, I'm doing my part and that's all that matters. He doesn't care who's in front of him because even if they put some competition, with the report came out, they're going to put some competition against Jalen Hurts. Hurts isn't going to be affected by it. He's not going to be crawling into a corner and crying about it. He's going to take it as a challenge and he's going to roll with it, and that's all that matters.
And that's all I wanted from our franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying? To know that if we put another slab of iron here to go alongside you, Carson, are you gonna work with that slab and sharpen your iron? You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Because there's been a whole bunch of like, oh, Carson is pitying the fact that fucking the statue's up and he's looking over. Like, all this, that, and the third. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, petty. And it's crazy to me. Like, all you have to do, Carson, regardless of that statue and how many people love Nick Foles in the city, Carson, you have so much love. Well, he had so much love, and he still does. But he really did. And all he had to do was win games. Or even, all he had to do was bless us with the eye test.
Yeah.
Because if we would have been like, well, Carson looks good. Like, Carson's not doing the boneheaded shit, then we would have had Doug and Howie to fully blame, and then Carson still would have been beloved. You know what I'm saying? But the eye test, like, he was hurting our eyes so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, the Eagles didn't fail him. Yes, we did some stupid things. We shouldn't have drafted Jalen Hurts. That was when I seen that, I was hysterical.
Yeah. I
wasn't mad. I was laughing at the screen. Like, damn, like, for real, like, now Carson got to get his shit together. That's what I said to myself, because I knew Carson didn't play that great as everyone was proclaiming him to have played in the tail end of 2019. So I was like, now this is gonna either make or break Carson, and clearly it broke him, so I'm not mad at it. Like I said, since 2016, Carson's blessed us with an 11-2 record that has propelled us to a championship, the first ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was born in 93, been an Eagles fan my whole life. That's the first one we've ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's dear to my heart. And Carson is also dear to my heart. As critical as I am, and even if I seen Carson, I'll say everything I'm saying to his face. Like, Carson, you was trash that year, but I still thought you could have been great. But we still got a ring, and I mean, I hope he does great. But let me just say this: if Carson is Carson, which has been average, let's not get it twisted. The Carson Wentz of the totality of his career has been an average type of quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's stop glamorizing that 2017 season in which he had a career-altering injury, and let's keep it real. Like, he's just been okay. Plus, we don't know how he produces in the playoffs. So he could be an Alex Smith. He could be great in the regular season and fucking, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch to it. So we're just gonna have to continue to see how it unravels. And I think I like the pedigree of Jalen Hurts, and I like the guys. I like how the guys answer around him. That's a big key, because we seen it when Carson got switched for Nick Foles, guys started answering. Carson got switched for Jalen, guys started answering. So in sports and in football, that camaraderie, that knowing that a guy is gonna get you there, or trusting that a guy will get you there, that means a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna keep you too long. I know you got mad people over there.
Yeah, I got a few people, but Rome, I do appreciate you coming on and giving your. I'll follow you on Twitter too. I follow everybody, so I'll give you a follow out there. All right, bro.
Yes, sir. Next time you do this, I'll be coming on here and talking my shit.
We will be back soon, man. Thank you, Rome, for everything.
God bless.
Peace, dude. All right, we got. All right. Make sure this is good. Bucci Robinson, what's going on, man?
What's good, Joey? How you?
Good, bro. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I feel great. Why is everybody being so mad? Like, this is what we wanted.
This is what happens, bro.
But listen, think about it, right? Remember what happened to Carson Wentz in that Seahawks game when he went down and got hurt? Mm-hmm. So guess who came in for him after that? McLeod, right?
Right.
Josh McLeod. So who would you rather have? Josh McLeod, or would you want Jalen Hurts to go in? And if whoever would have went in, would we have won that game if Jalen Hurts was in there?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, we kind of went back to our old ways even in that game too. Like, I know Carson was only in for like 8 snaps, so that was it. But I mean, I thought the game was. I don't know if look, you could say the same thing about putting Carson Wentz in the playoffs in 2017. Would he have been successful? I mean, it goes both ways. I really don't know if it would have worked out, or McCown. The obvious reasons McCown, like that was his preseason game. Just to go in there because he hasn't played anything. So it was really hard to even. It was really hard to see Carson be out of that game, and I was stunned. I was at the game. My heart dropped when that happened. People were on their phones like, Carson, he's out of the game. I was like, what? And just the luck of what he's doing. But I don't know whatever quarterback goes in there if would have made a huge difference. I'm not really sure, man.
I don't know, but that's my point. That's the reason why, even though we all hate Howie Roseman, that's the reason why he got hurt in the second round. I mean, just think about it. I understand we need a wide receiver, and we definitely need a wide receiver. That's on his fault. That's really his fault. But again, he probably thought, well, Carson's been getting hurt for the last 2 years. Why don't we just get this quarterback, and we could just keep it afloat? You just never know. So, I mean, this is the reason why we have Jalen Hurts. And at the end of the day, Carson Wentz is a football player. He can't be bitching up. Like, at the end of the day, you still got to play. I guarantee you, if we had Tom Brady, or if we had why is it – I mean, it's not Doug's fault. It's nobody's fault but Carson Wentz. When you out there, and if you say kill, that means you're killing the play off of what Doug said. And then when you throw the ball, it's supposed to be an audible to another wide receiver. And if you mess up on that play, that's your fault. I mean, all Doug do is just sit there. All you do is stand there, read your play, and it's just for you to enforce it. Point blank, period. When you say hike and you throw the ball out of bounds. Don't get sacked and lose yardage. That's your fault. But until Hurts come in, I understand they saying, the litigation saying he was still bad within 4 games, but he was bad all around because once you put Hurts in for that gadget play, we've been seeing him doing that gadget play so much that once he went into the last 4 games, this is what made him surprised. I mean, he was still opening up. He was making touchdowns. He was making throws that Carson Wentz wasn't making. So at the end of the day, Carson Wentz is still damaged goods. I mean, it's the reason why they was helping him. They was giving him entrees they gave him Brian Johnson. They gave him a new coach. And at the same time, Nick Sirianni and Frank Wright, once this year opens up, depending on how the playbooks are, they might be similar. Why? Because of obviously, he used to be the coordinator. So I mean, and then you're leaving only because of one person. I mean, Howie Roseman, like this is really Carson Wentz's team. Howie Roseman, this is your last year. Do what you need to do. Make sure you get the right players. And after you get the right players, even if they're wrong players, he's still out the door. I mean, it just makes no sense. I mean, yes, I'm happy that Carson Wentz left, only because again, I mean, I'm up and down. Like I'm contradicting myself because at the end of the day, I didn't really like Carson Wentz gameplay, but when a Colts jersey come out, I might get a Carson Wentz jersey. Only, you know what I'm saying, because it's a different team. But at the same time, he needs to be fixed. If he's not fixed, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I'm I got my own YouTube page. I be talking my stuff. I be listening to you all the time.
Yeah, I've seen your page. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just don't know. I mean, I'm relieved now. Because we all knew if either I'm glad he didn't go to the Bears, because if he was going to go to the Bears, he was still going to tarnish his career, because every time he makes a throw, and if he miss a throw, he's going to say, well, if Nick Foles was here, he would have made that throw. So it's good that he didn't go over there, because
Right.
no matter what, Nick Foles' name is going to come up. So I understand he went over here. Now he got a new chapter. He's with Frank Wright. He better pull it off. I mean, if he don't, I mean, I just don't know what to say. He needs to be fixed. Point blank, period. He's only good on the run when he throws the ball. He's holding on to the ball too long. I mean, if Doug or nobody, see, that's the thing. He was getting away with a lot. Just like what Malcolm Jenkins said, he was getting away with a lot. So you need to fix that first. Once you fix that, you know what I'm saying? Sky's the limits. It was one time I seen Carson Wentz. I was right next to him. I wanted to say, what's up? I mean, I wanted to take a picture, of course, but if you ain't want to take a picture, it's what it is. But the way how he's acting, when I almost walked to him, it was a guy that stopped me and said, no, wait, what you want? And so it's like he had a yes man with him. So if he got a yes man with him right there, now I understand why he never reached out to the media or why he never said nothing. So I mean, I guess that's what money do to you. But I mean, it is what it is. But until then, I believe our team is going to definitely. It's going to be Hurts. He definitely going to do something. Hopefully, I hope they don't. I hope they don't draft a quarterback in the first round. I mean, for anything, draft a quarterback in the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th round, and just let him build up. Just have him come in and build around Hurts. I'm glad Brian Johnson is there, because Brian Johnson was with his dad and all, so it's like family. So I'm pretty sure Nick Sirianni, I know he got something in him. Like, I understand he did all the stuttering and all that, but as a football team as a whole, I'm pretty sure we can get it together. As long as we fix. My thing is, let's get Surtain as the first round, have him work with Slay on the other side, put Maddox back at safety, because that's what he was strong at. The reason why he went over to the cornerback was because can't think of the guy's name that went to Florida, to the Jackson Jaguars. Once he went over there, he was all over the place. Like his legs and his feet wasn't right. But putting him back as safety, that will be dominant in the secondary. Now we just need to work on our linebackers. Once we work on our linebackers, defense will be unstoppable, and then we just leave the rest to Shane, the offensive coordinator, and Nick Sirianni with the whole offensive scheme. I'm pretty sure we'll get somewhere. I mean, we'll be better than 4-11. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, other than that, that's all I gotta say. I mean, but other than that, I'm happy. I'm relieved. Carson Wentz not here no more.
Thank God.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's going to be what do you call it? Winston-Annapolis. I think they're going like Indianapolis, Winston-Annapolis. I'm pretty sure they're going to call it that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know, but I want to say we should be happy. Aren't you happy that Carson?
No, I'm relieved I don't have to make any more Carson Wentz videos. So yeah, I'm happy.
I mean, and we got new, because again, I'm pretty sure every time you go to a game and every time I watched your videos for over, because like how long you been doing it? Like maybe 4 or 5 years?
Going on 6, yeah, about 5 years, yeah.
All right, so surprisingly, I'm not going to say, but the type of job I have, I believe I've seen you at your job, but I didn't realize until once I got on YouTube, I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen him somewhere. But I was like, oh, all right, I get it. So I've been following you for so long, and every time you look at even when you be playing your video games, you be looking at this, you know what I mean? You be staring like, come on, like, you know what I mean? So every time when Carson Wentz throw the ball, we get upset or we, oh snap, he caught it. Oh, I'm relieved. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, he wasn't accurate. So it's
Right.
like again, Hurts is the truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? So Hurts is definitely, I guarantee you, he's going to do something this year. I'm not saying. I mean, I understand you said we're not going to be a contender, but for some reason, I feel that we are. I feel that we're going. And I know we how he knows better. He better pick the right picks. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna be down there with a flag or doing something. So I
Right,
don't
right,
know.
right.
But until then, shout out to you and your whole, your backup page. I see it
Yeah.
growing. So do what you do. I'm gonna continue on listening.
Yeah, if you guys have subscribed to Bucci Robinson, he's another Eagles vid maker as well coming up. So if you guys haven't subscribed to him, please hit that sub button on his channel. And I'm actually going to upload this to my main channel. So what I'm going to do is I'll put your information in there as well as subscribe to your channel and stuff and support you. So very much, very good. Do you cover Sixers content? I forgot if you cover Sixers as well.
I'm gonna start. I'm not. I didn't do it yet, but actually, I'm gonna be on another radio station. I think it's called Devon Sports. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
doing that Sunday, so I'm gonna definitely start getting into it. But until then, I just want to. I'm all football right now because, like I said, once I get off this, I'm about to do a backflip and just say, yes, Carson's not here no more. Because everybody at my job right now, they're upset about the picks. Again, I'm not worried about the picks. At least we got a third pick. Anything is possible too. You know what I'm saying? We got a third pick, and if Carson is good, like they say, I guess the 22nd one, 2022, it turned into a first. So
Mhm.
again, he's damaged goods right now. So everybody can say what they want. At the end of the day, Carson Wentz is still damaged goods until he gets fixed. And if he's not fixed yet, it's cool to be with his dad now. I mean, he's with Frank Reich. If he's not fixed, I'm sorry. What if Brissett is still better than him? You just never know. Because after his knee injury, he was never good. He came back with 4,000 yards. I get all that, but that was Mike Groff and all that with the coordinator and everything. That was bad, but until then, he's just damaged goods. I mean, y'all can hate me all you want. I still like Carson. Don't get me wrong, but he still needs to be fixed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So other than that, I appreciate you having me on here. I'm about to get back into this snow real quick, and until then, I am going to post up another a video tonight too. So again, I appreciate you. Keep up the good work. Do your thing.
Yeah, you too, man. We will speak soon.
All right,
Appreciate you
holla at
coming
you.
in, man. Peace out, bro.
Definitely.
Eagle Slayer 95. I was trying to get you in here, but your device is not connected. So, yeah. We got an hour and 15. I didn't really expect to even be on this long at all. I didn't really expect a lot of people to show up either. So, it's been kind of crazy. Well, at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Move on. Carson is a success in Indianapolis, then that's what happens. That's what happens. Hurt said the sun will shine real soon. Did he really say that? Well, on Twitter? Where did he say that? I don't know. Hurts loves this team already. I mean, he's embracing just everything. I can't. From what between Carson's attitude before and to like this, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Eagle Slayer, I'm still trying to get you in here, but your device isn't connected. I don't know. He's been sitting there, but I can't get him in here because. All right. I'll do one more. Do the last one for the day, and then we're going to probably head off. Got some stuff to do. I'm snowed in today, so it's been kind of crazy. Yo!
Can you see me?
I see you perfectly. Perfectly.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, how you feeling about this, man?
I'm good, bro. Like I'm actually really relieved. I actually feel so much better. I actually feel so
know,
much
right?
better. I don't have to make no Carson Wentz videos anymore. I don't got to sit here and, speculate everything that's going on.
Now we can breathe for, after all this speculation and all.
Like, I'm not even mad at what we got for him because I thought it was fair. I think it's fair just because the league really wasn't thinking much of Carson Wentz. Obviously, no one's given up a first-round pick for him. I mean, I was fine with it. I mean, a second-round pick in 2022 got turned into a first-round pick, and obviously getting a third-round pick this year that we desperately need. And we still have, Zach Ertz to trade, and we're definitely going to get more compensation on the way. So it's all really going to be a bit down the free agency of the draft and see how this roster really molds together.
Yeah, man. I just think that we knew it was coming, and just all the rumors every day, just seeing all this bogus clickbait article bullshit, Now that it's all like under the bridge, we can like focus on like the draft and Hurts. I have confidence in Hurts, man. I don't care what anyone says. I think he can throw that fucking bitch.
Yeah.
He's poised, man. I'm not saying like he's the next Joe Montana or anything, but he has the opportunity and all the poise in the world, to like take us to new heights. Because first and foremost, I love Wentz to death, but ever since that blow to the head in that playoff game, he just,
yeah,
you can't fix that, that mental, because he didn't just tackle him to the ground. He fucking, slammed him to the ground?
Yeah, it was pretty
man?
bad. Yeah, it was pretty hard.
And you were there, right?
I was there. Because he was down, he got up, and then there was a bunch of people on their phones in front of me like, oh my God, Carson Wentz is out. He got a concussion. I was like, are you fucking serious? I was so fucking mad. My heart dropped. Like 8 plays in, he gets a concussion. I'm just like, unreal. It's not his fault, but, that's just what happens in the game. And then you have, Josh McCown that hasn't played a snap this year, and he just comes right into the game and obviously, tried. I thought he actually played pretty good. A few passes were, a little lopsided, but I thought he played good. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we were down to off-the-street players and Greg Ward that really showed up. And other than that, I mean, we really didn't have anything. Like, I think we played as far as we could play. And Wentz put the team on his shoulders that last month of the season against a really bad NFC East division. But at the end of the day, like, there was a lot of promise going into 2020. It's like, oh my God, like he's, if he could do this with off the street guys with nobody, let's see what he could do in 2020. And then, then this year happened, and this is what it came down to. And after 5 years, I mean, we had McNabb for 10, and there's huge differences there, but this is just what had to happen.
Been a long time coming.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the compensation for Wentz? Like what we got back? Are you think we should have got more, or you're pretty much fair with what we got from it?
At first, when I saw it, I was like, like scratching my head a little bit. But then as soon as I saw that second round pick for next year could perhaps go into a first if he plays 70 to 75%, whatever it was, of his, if he can lead his new team, I think he'll do it, because I think personally he'll flourish over there. Obviously with his boy Reich and whatnot over there.
With already a set team already there. I mean, he's got receivers, he's got everything pretty much there. So he's pretty much set when he gets out. All he's got to do is just take the reins, and hopefully he could be fixed.
I'm not too worried about it, man. To be honest with you, I'm just going to put it like this. If he gets them to like 10 wins, I think we're set for our future for now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we're going to be a 1 seed next year and the year after that, but we just got to worry about us. Now he's over there. I wish him all the best. I'm not rooting for him. Let me just make that clear. I'm not rooting for him because he's not representing the wings on the helmet. Okay.
Right.
And, yeah, man, I just want to get back to a game, you know, experience that again, meet new people, more fans.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to a game this year. I mean, if everything is, you know, at least I don't think anything's gonna be at full capacity. We'll see, but you know, hopefully get back to normal with everything. A normal off season, not having this horrific off season we had last year, where no grass time, no chemistry for the players. It was just so bad because of everything starting up with COVID and stuff. So, you know, it's gonna be hopefully it's a different year. We're not going to rely on evaluating talent from 2 scrimmages at Lincoln Financial Field. We actually have like 3-4 preseason games, and you know, we get this thing rolling. And I'm excited what Hurts is going to bring to the table. His attitude, he's taking that step forward as a leader, taking the receivers out to Houston next month, you know, catch the football and stuff. Like, I like that. That's what Carson was doing with this team a while back. And unfortunately, this had to happen. And you know, I can't think about it. I can't stress about it. Like, it's done now. And
right,
like when you have no control over something, you got to move on. I mean, you have no control. You can't keep thinking about it. There's going to be Eagles fans that are going to follow him to Indy, and they're going to put video every time he scores a touchdown, or they're going to throw. Look, at the end of the day, if Carson Wentz does good next year, we get a first-round pick out of it. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win for us. So
absolutely. I think that with the right coaching and all, I think he can, like I said before, flourish under Sirianni's new scheme and whatever else he has up his sleeve. And another thing, they have to give Miles the rock, like 20 to 30 times a game. You know what I mean?
He's due for a 1,000-yard season. I mean, he's due for it already.
Bro, he has all the potential in the world to be a top 3 back in this league.
Right.
And I see it. You know, he has it all the tools, all the things. It just has to match the coaching up with it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think Goddard can take that next step, fill that void for the tight end, and possibly draft Pitts. But we shall see. I like Pitts. I just watched his tape last night, and I like what I see from him. He's a beast, you know. They're saying he's like the next biggest tight end coming out since Vernon Davis, I heard, or they're saying.
Might not even have to use him as a tight end, because that guy could pretty much line up anywhere. He could line up as a receiver as well. So it's going to be a huge whatever team gets him. It's going to be a huge mismatch, especially if you're using especially if you use Dallas Goedert. If he actually gets drafted here, it's going to be kind of hard to stop, especially if you put Rager the right direction to do some good things. And you know,
Jason, I'm in the living room, by the way. I'm not on the toilet, bro. It's a comment.
I didn't see that. Fucking people.
Yeah, I'm in the living room, bro. There's a TV right here.
But any last words you want to say? I'm gonna move on to another person that I'm probably gonna be headed off. Any last words? I know I see you in here all the time, so
Big fan, bro. For like 5 years, 6 years now, whatever it is.
Appreciate it.
Day one subscriber.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate go ahead, you're good.
I don't really fuck with a lot of other like Eagle YouTubers besides you, Philly, Spunky, and E-Rock, a couple others. Sacred Eagle, Archfiend. Anyway, all those guys, they all know their shit. All know what they're talking about. And it's gonna be rough the first couple years, and I think that the right coaching, everything falls into place over time, you know. I want more Lombardis, you know.
I know, man. That's
what it's all about.
That's what it's all about every year for every team. For every team, that should be the main focus: is winning a Lombardi every single year. That's the main focus.
Yes, sir.
All right, Slayer Bad. I will see you another time. Yeah, no problem, dude. Anytime. I'll be doing. Unfortunately, I do stuff on this backup channel for now until April 5th, since I'm in YouTube jail. So I'm in jail. I can't move anywhere until I'm out.
One more month, man. One more month.
One more month, and I'll be out. So, all right, bro. I'll see you later, man. You have a good day, all right?
All right, bro. I appreciate your time.
All right, man. No problem, man. All right, one more for the day. One more. And we got King Rolex.
Joey, what's good?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
I'm good. You know, like, I didn't think I was going to be good today when I heard the news. I saw the fucking the ESPN post, and like I was scared to look at it because I thought it was gonna be like fucking something like low, because I already knew it was gonna be like the Carson thing. So I was like, all right, let's see this compensation. At first, I was kind of like iffy, but then like I saw the second round pick and it could be a first. So I'm cool with it. I'm fine with it. My only problem is that from all the rumors we heard about the Bears being like the leading front runner, I need to know like what was their offer. Because if it was something like way higher than what the Colts gave us, I'm gonna be kind of upset.
I don't know. I mean, I think it was like I don't know if this was the Colts. There was two different scenarios. One was like 2 second rounders and a mid-round pick down the road. And then another one was a first, a player. I think it was like a first Nick Foles, an extra player, and I think like a mid-round picks or something like that. So I think all that was just speculated. I don't think it was true at all. There was a lot of negative information, but obviously I was trying to cover as much as possible when it happened. But they backed out of the deal. So what I just read, they backed out of the deal a little earlier. They weren't giving up no first-round pick, and obviously the league didn't think they were giving up any first-round pick. Like, that's why this compensation, I think, is fair, because if the league thinks that Carson Wentz isn't worth that much right now, if Howie Roseman thought he was... Look, the more... Like, everyone thinks that teams were going to get desperate. Like, no, it's the other way around. Like, the longer the Eagles wait, they're losing time and they're losing leverage, like, as the days go by. Like, regardless, if someone gets injured, it's a different story. Like how we traded Sam Bradford to the Vikings. I don't know how that even happened at that time, but some teams just get desperate, and that was right before the season started, or, you know, a couple months before the season started. So, you know, it's a little, you know, it gets kind of crazy, but I think it was just fair. You know, I think it's a win-win. Carson plays well next year. You know, 75% of the snaps, whatever, you know, you'll get your first-round pick next year. And you have a third for this year. And you still got to trade Zach Ertz. You still got to do a whole bunch of other things. So there's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to get turned into a first, because, like, he played all 16 games in 2019. And if he would have played good in 2020, he would have played all 16 too. So I'm not worried about it as far as, like, him, like, going through 75%. Unless he's still bad or he gets injured or something like that. So I'm hoping it gets turned to a first. But, yeah, I feel like the QB factory is going to come back for round 2. I definitely see that sixth pick is going to be for a QB. I feel it now. Now that Carson's gone. I don't want it to be. I want them to give Jalen at least a year, but I don't think they trust him enough. I honestly don't, because I don't know, from all the rumors that's been coming out with the front office and like how much they wanted to keep Carson, but like if they weren't able to get like a good price for him, then they would just keep him. So I don't know how much faith they have in Hurts. So I don't know if they're gonna use this sixth pick to get a Trey Lance or a Justin Fields, or actually get a receiver, or even Surtain. But I see them getting a QB. I just see it happening, and I hate it so much now. I just hate it. I
don't think Jalen Hurts is going to take it. If they just say they draft a QB at 6, I don't think Hurts is going to like be affected by it. I think he's
for sure.
A totally different mindset.
I just rather have a weapon for him. I I'd rather him have either a receiver to throw to, like an actual legit maybe number one receiver, or at least get something for defense like 13. Because like, who do we have at fucking corner two? We're like, it's gonna be bad. I can't have Avonte Maddox at 2 again. Like I'm
Not
gonna get
Michael.
pissed
Why
off.
not Michael Jaquette, bro? Michael Jaquette.
Oh, maybe. Why not? Try it at this point. I mean, who else we got out there? You let everybody get a shot. Since you don't
Yeah, they got
anything
like they got another former Colts player in Shaquille Taylor, whatever his name is,
Yeah, I
that
saw
played
that.
for Gannon. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of. I mean, it's a youth movement. We're not used to this shit at all. So it's like we're not used to this much change. And like, I mean, obviously, when we went from Chip Kelly to now, I mean, we didn't expect a Super Bowl after 2 years after firing Chip Kelly. So I mean, that's kind of crazy. But this team is changing. I understand, like they can't, like they're just wasted. They drafted QB at 6. They're just wasting a pick. I mean, it's just going to be. I'd rather bring in a veteran free agent at a cheap minimum deal, and if you can get him for that, and just see where it goes from there. Like I think that I think Rager still has a big chance with this team. I think they were using a lot of these players the wrong way. Rager, I've seen a lot of good things from him. I've seen a lot of good flashes from him. I think during that Browns game he was open. Like I saw a lot of tape on that. He was open about 7 times in that game, was never thrown to. So I mean, there's good things to take out of all these players, but a lot of bad things that happen because of obviously Doug's play calling, that 1-page playbook that he has, and it's these players weren't used to their strengths. I think Doug was just running his offense more than he was scheming. I think it was just like, I'm going to run my offense every week and just see what happens, and that was it. So obviously with Jalen Hurts, after a couple games, that blueprint for Hurts was already there. So then teams were starting to scheme after a couple games. These guys that come into games that are brand new, these quarterbacks, they're gonna have some success. And then once teams start figuring you out, that's what happens. And Doug couldn't get away from it or try to scheme it a different way. Obviously, with Doug, I didn't think Doug was going to get fired. But then after hearing what he brought to Jeffrey Lurie, that he was going to make Press Taylor the offensive coordinator, he was going to make Matt Burke the defensive line coach, he was just going to move coaches around. So he really wasn't going to make any changes. So Doug can't hire talent. So I'm actually... The big success of this offseason was this coaching staff. I love this coaching staff. I like Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen as offensive coordinator, and Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon was a corners coach for the Colts, but he turned some careers around. Like Xavier Rhodes played, he got that big contract with Minnesota. Then they released him on a big contract. The Colts signed him for a 1-year deal and turned his career. I mean, he's 31 years old now, but he played phenomenal last year. Jonathan Gannon knows how to develop corners really well, so that's a really good thing. But at the end of the day, like, Hurts is our quarterback. He's taking good leadership. He's taking a step forward now, and he's just, it's just like with Aaron Rodgers when they drafted a quarterback, and did Aaron Rodgers go in a corner and start crying? No, he took it as a challenge. Said, "Okay, you think I don't got it anymore? Okay, I'll show you if I still got it." And look what he did this year. So I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but they need to draft. I would love to draft a receiver this year. I would love it. I mean, I understand defense would be more logic because we have nobody in the secondary. I mean, besides Slay, there's nobody. Kavon Wallace, is he going to step up at safety? Is he going to stop talking and start actually playing? I mean, that's the next question. So, a lot of stuff going on.
It definitely is. I mean, the one good thing that you did bring up, is all the coaching hires, because I think with all these new coaching hires, it's going to be some legit evaluation on all of these players. It's not going to be no more of the veteran
favoritism,
favoritism and all that, and just picking out specific players because they get paid the most. So you'll start because you're getting paid the most out of everybody. There's going to be this offseason is going to be legit looking at each and every player, and they're going to be put in the best situation for this football team, whether they're going to be starting or being on the sideline, no matter how much they get paid. That's the one thing I am looking forward to. And as far as the draft, I mean, I don't know. I'm nervous for this draft. I'm so nervous for this draft.
Holding your breath, man. You're gonna be holding your breath. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a stressful day before the draft. Like you're not gonna be able to go to sleep the night before. Like it's gonna be a crazy day. It's gonna be a crazy day. No joke.
Once the Eagles are on the clock, it's gonna be like a long. I don't know how long they get to choose. What, like 5 minutes or like 3 minutes, something like that. It's gonna be like the longest like 5 minutes of my life, like waiting to see what they're gonna do, and then they're gonna pick a fucking QB. I feel it. I feel it's gonna happen, and then boom, here comes another controversy that's gonna happen with this fucking Eagles team. But I feel like Hurts is not gonna be like Carson. He's actually gonna, prove it out on the field, prove it during practice, training camp that he's a legit number one QB. To me, like, I don't see him as being our long-term answer. I just not yet. I mean, unless he like comes out this season and proves that like if the scrambling isn't available, that he can like stay in that pocket and like sling it when he has to, then that will convince me. But other than that, like I don't see him as a long-term future. Doesn't mean that like I'm gonna not root for him, because that's our number one QB. I don't care who's under center. Whoever's throwing the ball, I'm going to be rooting for no matter what, regardless. But it's as of us being contenders, like I don't see that happen for at least like 2 years, 2 to 3 years.
I was going to say like 4 to 5, but that's just me though. I mean, it depends of how Roseman's fired after this year. If this team can't win more than 4 or 5 games this year, that'd be a different thing. I mean, look, like, when you look at like receivers, like just in general, like at the same time, it's like we saw some good things from receivers this year. Like Travis Fulgham, like since week 4 and on, was leading in receiving yards, was playing lights out, and obviously when these old veterans started to get healthy, like Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson, just took his spot away. Like Doug used to say, it's not about one guy on this team. Well, it is, because you benched Jordan Mailata for Jason Peters. You got rid of Travis Fulgham. You took snaps away from John Hightower. When Hurts came in the game, they started doing some different things. They started putting Quez Watkins in the game. Like I felt like when they put Hurts in, they started doing the things they should have did with Wentz. Like should have gave Wentz a run game too, because they didn't even run the ball barely, so it didn't help Wentz's case. Already he was embarrassing himself enough. But there's some receivers on this team. Like I know Deshaun Jackson, I don't even know what they're doing with him. Are they getting rid of him? I mean, the guy can't play more than a game. So at this point, you have Marquise Goodwin that's still here, and he took off last year because of COVID and everything was going on. But Marquise Goodwin he hasn't had a good season since 2017. I think that was his last good season, over 1,000 yards. And then ever since then, he's been hurt every single year. So, I mean, you have some veterans here, but you got a lot of young receivers that have gotten a lot of playing time right now. So it's actually good. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously, I think Alshon Jeffrey's going to get. They restructured Alshon, they restructured Malik Jackson. Both of them are going to be gone. I think that puts like $25 million in cap space back. And now with dealing with the $33 million in dead cap, which is manageable from Carson Wentz now, and Colts will take on everything else, obviously, but because if they kept Carson, they would have to pay him a $10 million bonus this year. So it's like it's crazy just the money these guys get, and it's crazy. But if you're going to go after a corner in this draft, you want to go get Surtain. I'd say move back from 9 to 13 to get Surtain. I don't think you have to get Surtain at 6. If you want to get Caleb Farley, which a lot of people are kind of down on Caleb Farley because he transitioned to corner, so he's played very well from quarterback to cornerback, and then his tackling is god awful. His tackling is really bad. Caleb Farley's tackling is like the worst. He tackles high all the time. But that's just a knock on him pretty much. But it's hard. Like I don't even know what to do. Obviously, we have to get through free agency, see what they do. I mean, we're not gonna have much money to spend, so I would look at a lot of Colts free agents. They have about 7 or 8 free agents coming from that team. That a lot of them on defense have played for Jonathan Gannon, so why not give Malik Hooker a chance? Malik Hooker's young, not even drafted a couple of years ago, and had an injury last year, ended his season. But you never know at this point. But Anthony Walker's another guy from the Colts at linebacker. So there's a lot of different guys you could really look at. They don't have to spend a fortune. I don't think the Eagles really need to spend a fortune this offseason. I think they just need to plug in some holes and have a big competition. I think they should have the biggest competition this offseason. See who wants to play and not have the favoritism like Jim Schwartz have the favoritism on Nathan Gary for weeks. And Jim Schwartz was like was Doug Pearson on defense, pretty much, like defending his guy. And Alex Singleton comes in and he's making tackles all over the place. Davion Taylor we drafted in the 3rd round last year and never given a chance till like week 10, and he was horrible. But how could I blame Davion Taylor? The guy never even had a chance. I like Sean Bradley. I actually like some of these linebackers we do have, but Jim Schwartz just never gave these other guys chances ever. But too late in the season.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for these new coaches, because now it's going to be like legit evaluation on these guys with all the young linebackers, the young wide receiving core. Like, it's going to be a lot of evaluation on these guys, and they're actually going to get legit shots at training camp and like during like the preseason, if we have a preseason. And that's what I'm excited for the most, is that these young guys finally get like an opportunity to actually be looked at and actually be given shots at like making this team and being a contributor to this team. Yeah, like that's mainly what I'm excited for. Like, as far as free agency goes, like, we're not making big plays. Like, the only chance that we have on free agents is like what you said, like all these like Colt players that like love like Gannon's system and they want to come over and they might be coming over on cheap deals. They're willing to take it. That's pretty much like our only shots at like signing like some free agents, but we're not making any big moves out there in free agency.
No, I'm not expected to. I'm expected to go into this draft and really get some. I mean, even you go into the 3rd to the 5th, not even just that, but maybe 4th to the 6th round, you get those real hungry guys, like guys we found like John Hightower and Quez Watkins, some guys like that really are hungry and want to get that chance, and you find those guys in those rounds. But obviously, with these 1st round picks, we've been bad. We've been really bad. And, even with Jalen Reagor, like, he's been hurt like 3 times in 1 year already. And I think there's a lot more behind him, because when I see him running open space, I mean, other than that Cowboys game at the half or whatever, and he had like 5 blockers in front of him, and he got tackled with the first guy that came up to him. So there's a lot of different things going on, but I think Jalen Reagor has a legit shot to do really good things, and Sirianni will use him the right way. And I would love to get a Jamar Chase in here. I would love it. I mean, I like Jamar Chase more than Devonta Smith, but I would love to get Jamar Chase in here. I want to have that Devontae Adams / Julio Jones, aggressive, catch the ball, just aggressive with the ball in his hands, just a guy that's just going to be that guy. And opposite of Jalen Reagor is great. So, you never know what you can get, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
so.
That's for sure. I got one last question for you, though.
Okay.
So, are you taking a shot and calling the Texans? Would you want to take a chance?
For who?
The man. The one.
No.
The one and only.
Not the one and only. No, bro. Like, we just got rid of a big contract. We don't need another big contract, bro. I think I don't even think they're willing to.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of these fans and like a lot of the fucking Eagles fan pages in the comments. They're like, okay, let's make that call then. It's time. I'm like, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not making no call to fucking Houston.
Dude, like, with all the weapons that he's had over there and couldn't do anything with them, like, I'm telling you right now, like, Watson's a really good player. The problem is the coaching aspect, the front office. It's like pretty much Eagles 2.0 over there. And they're making really bad moves. I mean, they're making really, really bad moves. So, and not even just that, but when, when they traded with Miami to get those, like, they gave away like those first round picks, those 3 or 4 first round picks, and to get those guys from Miami with Tunsil and all these other guys, like, it was crazy. Like, like they gave away their future pretty much. Then the D-Hop trade that just like, which I thought the Eagles should have went after. It was only a second and a running back. Like that's all they gave up for Hopkins. I mean, that's a steal trade. You should have went after him. Now I know that they were saying that that Miles Sanders was kind of speculated in that trade, which I don't believe at all. But that's what I can't stand. That's why Howie Roseman like lost his touch. Like he's not even like trading for players or trying to. Like he won't give up anything more than a 4th round pick ever. He won't give up a 3rd. He won't give up a 2nd. He will not give up any of that. What he will do is he will trade for guys that are rentals for the year. Like he'll trade for a guy that's like $3-4 million for the year and 1 year on his contract or 2 years, whatever it is. And that's the only trades that he'll actually do. Like I haven't seen a good trade from Howie Roseman. I haven't seen anything that makes this that will make this team better. Regardless if we drafted Justin Jefferson, regardless if we drafted DK Metcalf, at the end of the day, they'd probably be on practice squad for all I know because of how they use these players. And it is what it is. Like people could say we could have had this guy, but with this coaching staff that we had, no, like not even close.
Exactly.
So,
like, and people didn't. I don't know. I don't understand how people don't realize that. Like, they always bring up the DK Metcalf and the Justin Jeffersons, and like, all right, cool, but like this coaching staff is so bad. If you see all these players that leave and they flourish in all these other systems, like, doesn't that say something about your coaching staff and that maybe we don't know how to evaluate players correctly or like elevate players to their best potentials? No, like they're just bad. And that's why when people say like bring up that argument, I'm like, yeah, you're half right, but then the other half is like, you don't understand that this coaching staff is terrible at like bringing up players. So what's the point?
Like Rasul Douglas, goes out to Carolina, does a good job. And then Sidney Jones playing in Jacksonville, he picked off Aaron Rodgers. I mean, and what I noticed about these corners, especially with Sidney Jones in Jacksonville, watched a lot of tape, like they have him press like physical with the receiver, getting in his face, like they just play differently at other teams. Like here it's like, need to be 10, 15 yards cushion. We got to play that picket fence defense that I'm afraid to put my guys man-to-man and do some good things with that. So, and then you had L.J. Fort. That was a really good linebacker. We signed him to a 1-year deal, had a great preseason. And then the Eagles release him. And then not even 2 weeks signing with Baltimore, he gets a 4-year extension. And he actually had a comment to say about Philadelphia and how they do things around here. Like, I don't know what the case is, but I hate when players leave here and are successful anywhere else. And then we have to go out and spend money on, Darius Slay, which, he can't do it all by himself. And not even just that, because Malcolm Jenkins ain't here now, because Malcolm Jenkins was the Band-Aid of this secondary. So when you don't have a guy to move him around, it's going to hurt. And then not even just that, you have no leadership voice. You got no leadership on defense. And then you have Will Parks here that was hurt for a while. And then you release him for I don't know what reason when we needed him the most, like at the end of the season. Like we're down to Rudy Ford and all these, Jaquette at corner. He tripped on himself twice. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Like they need to get their shit together.
They do. And that's why, I'm glad that, this coaching staff is just gone. Like, no more pick and defenses, no more fucking fourth and fucking tens, no more going for it on 4th down and not just kicking the fucking field goal like any other normal person would. I'm glad that we're probably gonna have a normal offense, a normal defense, not playing Madden no more. It's great. I'm happy.
I'm relieved today. I actually feel really relieved that it's done. I'm not worried about anything. I'm glad that we're moving forward. I want to see what they do with this roster, who they're trading, what they're getting. We're gonna have a lot of draft. We're gonna have some draft compensation, definitely. So, I mean, they could do a lot with this draft this year if they really put their shit together, they could do a good job. So we'll see what happens, man. At the end of the day, we'll see what happens, and we're gonna roll with Hurts, and that's it. Whatever QB that comes in the room to compete, I welcome competition to no one's job should be safe, regardless. I don't care who it is. I wasn't expecting Jalen Hurts to be named the starting quarterback of 2021 as of right now. I'm expecting competition at every position. This team needs to mold into a whole new culture now. Like, we need to get back to where we used to be. Like, we always had, as bad as seasons we've had since, after 17, not necessarily 18 too much, but mostly 19 and 20, we always had that team that they dealt with the adversity and rose up from it at the end of the year. And unfortunately, it didn't happen this year. There was way too much drama, way too much shit was going on, and that has to be cut off and cut out like a fucking cancer. It's got to be gone. So, at the end of the day, that's it. I mean, I'm rolling forward with Jalen Hurts and whoever welcomes the competition, and that's it. So,
real time.
What? Any last words? I'm gonna probably end the stream after this. So we've been going on almost 2 hours. So,
no, not really. Actually, yeah. Just with you, you keeping up just with all this Carson drama and all this stuff in the off season. Appreciate it. Just appreciate all the videos you put out, and keeping up with all these crazy ass rumors and just all this Eagles drama. And you've been like the main person I go to for all that stuff, because you're pretty much like the only logical Eagles YouTuber for me, at least that's on YouTube. So I appreciate you and all the work you put in.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it. And trust me, like, if I wasn't making videos, like, it would probably be a lot more easy to kind of deal with it, I guess, because I don't have to talk about it all the time, I guess. But, yeah, I try to cover as much as possible, and I do appreciate the support and everything, like, from everybody. It's been great, and everybody's been asking me questions, especially on Twitter. Everybody's been asking me questions about everything that's going on and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not an insider. I don't work for the NFL, obviously. So I just go by what I read and what I see, and who's legit, who's not legit. And I love speculation. I love speculation videos because they're exciting, and I don't know. I just like speculation. And people always ask me why I make videos like that, because they're fun to dip into and see what you get. So I do appreciate it, but.
Appreciate you, Joey. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Rolex. I'll see you later, man. We'll be up soon. I mean, April 5th is going to be, I'm going to have this backup channel until April 5th, unfortunately. So until I get out of YouTube jail. So I will be here until April 5th for live streams. So then that's it. We're back to our normal thing. But we'll have you back in here. You'll probably be back in here most likely. So, all right, man.
For sure. All right, bro.
All right, dude. I'll see you later, man.
See ya. Peace.
Peace. All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it today. 2 hours, almost 1 hour 54 minutes. So we went a while. We went for a pretty long time. So do appreciate everybody being here today. If you guys haven't subscribed to this backup channel, subscribe to it, share it, get it out there. I've been trying to put up as many posts as possible to people who subscribe to this channel, so more people know that I'm live streaming from here. If you guys haven't subscribe to my main channel, hit the go to the description, hit the main channel for that. Obviously the main channel, I can't even talk right now. Main channel's in the description below if you guys haven't done that. So, but I appreciate everybody supporting. I appreciate everybody hanging in there while I'm in YouTube jail and not being able to live stream, which, it gets to me sometimes because I'm doing as many premieres as possible. I'm doing as many premieres as I possibly can. Like, I do premieres here and there just so people can talk during the video, and people will think it's a live stream, and it's not. It's just a live stream of a recorded video. So we have a big update for this channel coming really soon, and it's obviously because of you guys, the support you guys have been giving me. So there's going to be a huge update. I've told some people about it already personally, but there's some exciting things going to happen with this channel soon, so very excited about it, and we're going to keep this train rolling and don't look back. All right, guys, I will see you guys later. I'm going to upload this to my main channel, which I should have been doing. So this video will be, this live stream will be on my main channel as well for everyone to check that out. So if you guys don't mind hitting that, just hit the, hit this video on the main channel as well. I do appreciate that. I will see you guys later. Okay, I thought I saw something. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Shake Squad up, follow, so peace out, guys. Peace. Peace out. The button's not working, so peace out. Later, guys.